Hi everyone, Claudette Chenevert, stepmom coach here with my awesome, amazing co-host, Sharona. Hi Sharona.
Hi, Claudette. Hi, everybody. So glad to be here. I'm just doing chair dancing because
We need to wake up a
yeah,
little bit. Honestly, it's a great day. I'm in Philly. It's been great. It's been yucky. Sharona says it's been yucky in her neck of the woods. We just need to wake up a little bit here.
yeah. So let's, we'll just do a little dance, get a little groovy. Anyway, glad to be here.
Thank you. So today we wanted to talk about authenticity. And, what does it mean? Why is it so hard for us to be authentic? And can we be authentic 100% of the time with everyone? I think that'll be interesting. So, welcome to our episode of Conversations That Matter Most. If this is the first time, welcome. We're really excited to have you. If you've been here before, awesome. I'm glad you're here. I'm happy that you're with us and joining us. And just to give you a little bit of premise about, who we are, what we do. So the purpose behind Conversations That Matter Most is to inspire people to have deep, meaningful conversation, or maybe not, and talk about things that are really important to us. We've had several shows or episodes so far, so check our channel, check on our conversations, and comment and share with us what your thoughts are about what we're sharing. Now, we're not asking you to agree or disagree with what we have to share. It's just a matter of having a conversation and sparking some speaking points, some interest, but just getting you to talk about different topics that may not be always comfortable. Sharona, did you want to add anything to this?
No, I think you covered it, Claudette, very nicely, and I have to agree with you that there's a lot of times we want to start a conversation and we don't know how to begin, and this is just I like to call these little stepping stones and little launching points that you can go, oh, well, maybe I'll start the conversation that way. So yeah, it's just another resource as midlife women and as stepmoms travel this journey called life.
Exactly. And so, as Sharona said, we talk about midlife women, we talk about stepmoms, but these topics can be relevant to just about anybody. So if you're not a midlife woman or if you're not a stepmom, join our conversation anyways, because we still love to hear what you think about. So a little bit of introduction. My name is Claudette Chenevert, and I'm known as the stepmom coach, and I work with stepmoms who are looking to build stronger and healthier relationships within their step families. Now, if you're a stepmom that's having a lot of issues or challenges or doesn't know where to go, follow our channel and we'll have some awesome tips for you as well. So, Sharona, please introduce yourself to our guests and our listeners.
Oh, thanks, Claudette. So I'm Sharona, and I am known as the Midlife Women Dancing with Change Specialist. And all I'm about is um, guiding, supporting, helping, working with midlife women who are feeling or struggling with that portion of their life, and they don't feel like they feel like they're just surviving. So it's all about thriving wholeheartedly in a body, mind, and spirit. And if you're a midlife woman, or if you know someone who is just feeling, I think that, you know, there's got to be more to this. Again, follow us and listen to and share what we have to share, so that way we all help each other thrive.
And I love what you sharing. You said about, we're surviving and thriving. Um, it's more than just surviving. We really want to help you to thrive. And
Mhm.
so today we're going to talk about authenticity. And, authenticity is something that we sort of have an idea what it is, but it's hard to really pinpoint. And I feel that today, with a lot of social media, TV, uh, Facebook, it's hard to know, uh, are we being authentic? Are we really who we portray people to be? And, so part of the conversations we want to have is, first of all, what is being authentic? What can you be authentic or the same person, whether you're on social media, when you're with close family and friends, or with total strangers? So, what do you think about this, Sharona? What are your thoughts about this?
I think one of the things that I was listening to you, one of the things I realized is this thing about being authentic. I started a while back about being real and all this, and I think that it was part of some movement or movements or whatever. And I again, I think there is um what I think there needs to be, what does authenticity actually mean for each of us? So, um, okay, so for me, being authentic is I don't like to wear makeup. I don't wear makeup. I don't, I had sometimes I'll put it on, I'm going, ew. But I don't like to wear it. I'm being authentic. Now, here's the thing, according to society, according to family, according to culture, women are supposed to, or not supposed to, but makeup is part of,
Yeah.
yep, yep, is part of what we are. So I am being authentic, but I am now being judged by other people because I'm not living the way women are supposed to be living or whatever. So I think one of the questions is what being who I am and being authentic is being who I am and authentic in this moment as I am,
Yep.
not having a plan of being authentic, but showing, like, for instance, how we opened today with we're tired. That's being authentic.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and I love that you brought up the comment about makeup. I enjoy wearing makeup. For me, it just gives me that little spark, and I enjoy it. I've worked in an industry in hairdressing and personal grooming for the first better part of my years, and I always loved it. I love doing hair, I love changing. And so for me, this is who I am. I don't wear it all the time. I'm not always wearing makeup. There are days when I'm working in my garden, I am pretty frightful, but I'm being authentic in the moment, right? Like, if I run around in my PJs at home, it's because that's how I want to feel. But I'm being authentic. I'm being authentic in the moment. And I love what you said about in the moment, because I believe, and maybe our viewers may believe it or not, I believe that we have different parts of ourselves, that we're not just one person, but we wear many hats. And so each of those are a group or part of me, but I'm more than just like the pretty face on TV, or the person gardening, or the mom or stepmom who's cleaning like a house, or if you're a stepmom, like cleaning diapers. We have many hats. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I agree. I think we forget we're multi. I'm going to say multi-dimensional. I'm going to say multi-dimensional. We have many facets to us, and I think the question that you asked at the beginning: are we the same person that we are when we're with different be other beings. So for instance, yes, when I'm with my family, well, you know what you see is pretty much what you get. I'm going to be honest. But I have to, what I do is what do I say? I bring it in, or I tweak it a little bit. So for instance, I'm a little zany, but when I'm walking the streets, I don't want to be too zany because, I don't want to be that, I don't need that
You
much
don't want to
attention.
have the cops come in and
Right. And
say,
saying, what the heck are you doing?
oh,
Yeah, I don't need to be, because however, zaniness has kept me safe when I walk the streets by myself, because nobody wants to talk to a zany person. Um, but, but- and, if I'm in a quote professionals, how do I don't, I bring it down a couple of notches. Um, and I also am, and as a midlife woman, I'm also realizing that I'm learning more about being authentic about what I'm feeling or experiencing in the moment again. And I think, so for me, if I feel anger when I'm beginning to do more, instead of either shutting down or raging out, I'll say, I'm feeling really angry right now and I need to walk away. We'll come back to this later. So that's, I think there's something, and this is just, again, you know, we need to figure it out for ourselves. But being authentic for me is about being who I am in the moment and what I'm experiencing in the moment, and honoring that.
and I love what you shared about, our emotions. Like as a stepmom, there are moments where I felt jealous, I felt insecure, I felt angry, I was scared. And, there were times where I couldn't express those feelings or emotion in an authentic way, because one, the people I was around wouldn't understand or couldn't deal with it. When I'm a very expressive person. Now, if you've not noticed, just check some of the other videos we have. But I'm a very expressive person. Now, in the past, I've had to tone down some of my being expressive. Am I being authentic? Well, maybe not 100%, because part of being human beings is we all want to be accepted. We want to be a part of a group or a part of a community. We don't want to be rejected or judged or criticized. And so sometimes we might tend to tone down, as Sharona said, who we are authentically. And so, part of what happens is we're influenced by the people that we're surrounded in helping us, well, maybe not helping, but at least making us stand out more in our authenticity, or just tone it down in who we are. And I think when you shared, Sharona, I love what you said, toning it down, because when I would go to some people's place and they would say, you really speak loud. Yeah, I do. I'm a loud speaker. It has some great advantages in that I don't need a microphone to speak in public. I'm a human microphone. But then also, I have to understand that not everybody is comfortable with a loudspeaker person. And so, toning it down. If I want to be a part of this group, sometimes I need to change, you know, who I am to fit in, right?
Right.
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 I
I
agree
agree
with
with
that.
that.
One of the things I realized too is that when we make subtle changes within ourselves to be part of whatever group we're in at the moment, we might feel that we're not honoring ourselves, But I think what we are doing is, you know, being with the pack at the moment, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It's when we take that on from that pack and then, transfer it to the rest of our life that we go, oh, wait, something is out of sync here. So I think for me, I think it's perfectly kosher to just, adjust who I am depending on the situation, but know that I have the right to shake that off, shake it off, and then be who I am elsewhere. And I think that's where we need to look at what are the influences in our life that we're kowtowing to, that we're not actually allowing ourselves to be um, who we are in
And
our
that
life.
and that's a great point. So part of what I see was, well, let's talk about social media for a second, right? Social media has changed a lot, I think, in how people interact with one another, to the point where you either see people's life as all perfect, or you see some people as having some really big drama all the time. So, but one of the things that's really important to understand, that when you're in social media, when you're on TV, you're whatever you're looking at, those are snippets of a person's life that they decided to show you, right? Like for me, I love showing the positive side of who I am. I tend to generally be a positive person. You know, there are moments where there's a lot of negativity, and I will share that negativity, or that, my anger, my sadness, with just a few people. I don't share it with the entire world. It still means I'm authentic. It's just I decide to not show it, every part of me, to everybody, because it's part of being showing my vulnerability. It's also part of trusting the people with you. I decide to show every piece of me without feeling like, are they going to bully me? Are they going to bombard me? So there's a level of trust that has to be established in being able to share everything. There's also a level of a sense of security in who you are. Also, like if you're a very confident, secure person, you may say, "What the heck with you? I don't care. I'm just going to do whatever I want." There are some consequences to that, but if you're the type of person who's super secure and doesn't need anybody else in your life, you may say, "Hey, this is what you see, and this is how I'm acting." And I'm not going to explain myself away, or make excuses for who I am. Sharona.
Yeah, and I think one of the things is, as people and human beings, we get to discern who we share what with. So being authentic, I get to discern who I share I get to do that. That's my choice. I don't have to share everything about myself with everybody all the time, because that doesn't work for me. It might work for somebody else, but it doesn't work for me. Um, and the other thing I think too is, I wanted to, I need to go back to media, social media, and all that, because I think there's also, um, I get, I'm gonna just, I just recently got really annoyed about, I just was watching one of my favorite shows, and I'm going to go off, but this show's about being authentic. And something happened in the show that was once again showing how, as women, we give our power away.
Mm.
by trying so much to be accepted for who we are, and to say this is how a woman is supposed to act. And it just got me into one of my in injustifiable rages, or like, oh my god, I can't believe they're showing this, and then once again women are giving their power away. So as a woman, and I'm just going to say this for most women, not all, but for most women, we have a tendency of giving our power away when we are inauthentic about what we are needing. We
Mm.
go into this place, and I know, raising a family or being a stepmom or being a woman in general, we have been taught once again that our needs come last. We have to be the caretaker of everybody else. So being authentic can mean that saying, no, I am not doing that right now. That is not my job. You can handle that yourself.
Yeah.
And stop worrying, and then and and acknowledge that you worry about if this relationship, if this family, if this job is going to break down if you're not doing the caretaking of everybody else. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah. It sounds. My take on this is stop being superwoman, right?
Yes, yes,
Right.
yes.
That's like what I'm hearing. Don't try to be a super mom, a superwoman. You're allowed your moments of no, I'm not doing this, or I don't feel like it. Because, if you're always, you know, at everybody's mercy, that is definitely not being authentic. Because one, what's going to happen, you're going to be resentful to other people. Two, not everybody should be in your circle of trust.
Yes.
Really? Like, this is like a perfect storm to get bullied, to be judged, to be criticized. You're putting, no one loves martyrs. No, don't be a martyr. There's nothing pretty about being a martyr.
And
Believe.
nothing's pretty about it. And then the other thing too, being authentic is setting strong boundaries, personal boundaries, that you say, no, you don't get to treat me that way anymore. This stops right now. This
Yeah,
stops right now.
and then also you need to take the time to play around with your authenticity, to understand that you may be one type of person when you're in a group of people that you're working with, and then another person when you're with your kids, another person when you're out dancing with your girlfriends, right? Because we wear different hats. There are different roles that we play in our life. I would definitely not act the same way in a business setting as I do with my grandkids. When I'm with my grandkids and my kids, I sit on the floor. We do silly stuff. We play around. Would I do that in a business setting? Hell no. Because like I have professional ethics that I bring into. So being authentic doesn't mean that you're always the same. You're showing everybody the same parts of yourself every time, everywhere, right?
Right. And again, I think it's about being comfortable with who you are in the moment. I think that's for me how I define being authentic. Am I comfortable in my skin at the moment, whatever I'm experiencing?
Yeah.
Am I? Or is something out of sync, or do I feel something else, or does something need to be addressed? And I think keeping it simple, and not trying, and again, not trying to please everybody, um not trying to make everybody like me, But more of that, right now, this is what I'm needing. This is what, this is how you can support me. And this is how I want to continue on. So, that's just something that as we're talking, I'm formulating. I go, you know what? For me, it always comes down to who I am in the moment as I'm experiencing it.
Yeah. And I love that. It's being genuinely yourself in the moment. Meaning, if you're sad, allow yourself to be sad. And again, it's for myself, it's allowing only those people within that circle that you feel is safe, that you can trust. I think one of the things we underestimate how much trust and creating boundaries is key in our lives that influences and impacts other key areas in our life, like being authentic. If you're not feeling safe in the area or the people you're with, like I know for myself, there are people that I will not share some of my most important secrets or all of me, because I don't trust them. I don't trust that they'll honor who I am. I don't trust that they'll respect me for who I am. I don't trust that they'll not use whatever I'm sharing with them out of context to hurt me. And so I'm showing very little of myself in those situations, just because of a trust factor. And this happens a lot when you're in step families, especially if there's a lot of trust issues, if there's no boundaries. So you can't truly be yourself because you feel like, why put myself there to be hurt, right?
Right. And and trust is trust is something that happens over time. It's something that's earned. And no, once again, we have to know where we are in our environment and who's around us. And we need to know how to take care of ourselves when we're in that environment. So yes, being authentic might be that, what, I don't feel safe right now. I need to know what I need to do to feel safe, get myself out of danger, and deal with that right now. That's being authentic.
Yeah.
That's saying, no, I don't feel, or it's saying, what, right now, in this relationship, this is happening, not feeling it. We It's feeling discombobulated. How do we, I'm being authentic. We need to have a conversation. Or it could be dealing with a child saying, what, this is whatever's going on right now between, no, let's figure out how we can live and thrive together. But that is, again, that's being authentic, because I'm saying, what, this is what's going on. This is what I'm experiencing. What do I need to do to take care of me in this, and I know it sounds selfish, but sometimes we need to be a little selfish.
Yep.
And that's being authentic.
There's nothing selfish about taking care of yourself in order for you to make sure that your basic needs are met. And some of those basic needs are being accepted, being loved, being recognized as a human being, being respected. So there's nothing selfish about that. So I think it's really key to, spend time to take care of yourself so that you can thrive and move forward in your life as a midlife woman, as a stepmom, as a human being, just basic human being.
Yes. So, and I agree, we forget we're human, and I was having this conversation with somebody. I go, we forget we're human and we're a mammal. And, there's basic needs and basic things that we need to remember, that, we need to feel safe and comfortable, and we need to, have a village or a tribe or a pack around us that we feel that comfortable, that we can lean into, people that we can trust again. and trust whatever's going on. So I think, again, for our listeners, as we wrap up, authenticity is something that we need to look at. And where are we not trusting ourselves, not trusting those around us? How do we share who we are when we feel safe? And if we're not feeling safe, how to take care of ourselves? And again, it's, we know, women, we know when we're not in sync with ourselves, when we're out of sync. So check in with yourself. Am I being authentic with myself right now? And anything else you want to share before we wind down, wrap up,
So
go
no,
away?
yeah, no, you did a good job in summing up, and again, understand that being authentic, you can be authentic in different places in your life, and you're still authentic. We wear different hats, and it's just remember that pretending everything is great when things aren't, that's not being authentic. And that's where a lot more of the um, self damage can come, and uh, lack of taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
So, as we wrap up, I just want to share that if you're a stepmom and you're looking for help or support in creating a strong and healthy step family, I'd love to help you. You can go to my website, which is stepmomcoach.com. I'm also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Google Plus, and I'd love to hear what your thoughts are about authenticity. And Sharona, how can people get a hold of you? How can midlife women who are dancing with change can come and reach out to you?
Great. Thanks, Claudette. Yeah. So again, you can reach me at Sharona at dancingwithchange2thrive.com. My website is also dancingwithchange2thrive.com. You can find me on Facebook and on Google Plus under Midlife Women Dancing with Change. And you can find me on LinkedIn and Twitter at Consult Sharona. And you know what? If you're struggling trying to find your authentic beingness, and as a midlife woman, or you're just finding it, you're just surviving, and you really want to thrive, you know, contact me, reach out at any of those places. Also, if you are with a wise women's circle for midlife women and you want, share what you hear today. Go to Conversations That Matter Most. Look at our menu of previous episodes. We talk everything from procrastination and dealing with emotions and everything that you might be able to use, not just for yourself, but for others in your life. We can't do this alone, people. We need each other. We are interdependent.
Yes.
And as Claudette said before, we're not super women. We're human beings. We happen to be female. So anyway, thank you all for coming. Thank you, Claudette, for another awesome episode.
Thank you, everyone, and have an amazing day. Remember, follow us, share, subscribe to our channel, and we love hearing your comments and feedback. So have a great day. Bye.
Bye, everybody.